You've been told that barbell squats are the only way to build athletic legs. But what if you had options? I'm Skylar Personette, and I program barbell squats for myself and the majority of my athletes. But it's not the only way to make you athletic. Today, I'm going to show you how to build the exact same strength, power, and athleticism whether you choose to squat or not. Because the best training program is the one that actually works well for your life and your body. In this video, I'll show you exactly how squats benefit your athletic development and how you can train without them. The key to programming without squats is understanding that squats aren't the only ways to train the qualities we need for mountain sports and athletic performance. Let's break down what squats actually provide for athletic development. First, they grow your glutes and quads, crucial for power production in jumping, sprinting, and pretty much every sport there is. Second, they make you stronger in that specific movement pattern. A study done in 2016 found that squats provided a greater benefit to your squat jump and counter movement jump when compared to leg presses after an 8-week training cycle. And third, squats are great at improving your rate of force development, which is how quickly your body can produce force. This is crucial for athletic movements like jumping, sprinting, and changing direction. Squats teach your body to rapidly recruit muscle fibers and coordinate those movements under load. Knowing how squats can improve athletic development makes it seem like squats really are the king of all exercises, but all of these benefits can be found from doing other exercises. For glute and quad development, you can use leg presses, hack squats, hip thrusts, leg extensions, any number of movements that target your quads and glutes. Doing any of these exercises progressively over time will grow your legs. In fact, leg presses allow you to lower your quads without having to worry about your core or upper back being a limiting factor. This is why you'll often see bodybuilders prioritize leg presses, hacks, and leg extensions over squats, allowing them to grow their legs without the other demands of the movement. The other thing you might often see is that squats are great for building leg strength. And that's true, but strength is specific to the movement you're doing. You can progressively overload a leg press or a hack squat just as effectively as a barbell squat. In that same study that I mentioned earlier, both the leg press group and the barbell squat group grew their 1 rep max similarly. And for rate of force development, that's the same thing here. Rate of force development can also be trained through a variety of movements, and it doesn't just have to deal with squatting. It's all about training your nervous system to produce force quickly, regardless of the exercise. An explosive hack squat, box jump, or other plyometric movements all train rapid force production. On another study done with just heavy leg pressing, the researchers found that rate of force production also increased, which means no matter what exercise you're doing, you can increase your rate of force production and improve your athleticism. The other thing people often mention with barbell squatting versus doing other movements is that they're very specific. When you are jumping or sprinting, you see those positions a lot while squatting. But this is where periodization comes in. Not every exercise that you do in the gym has to be movement specific for your sport. Based on how close you are to your competitive season, movements can and should be more or less specific. But here's the thing. There's nothing more specific for your sport than doing your sport itself. Take skiing, for example. If you look at someone skiing, you might think that squats are the perfect exercise for them and super specific. In skiing, your ankle is pretty much locked into a fixed ankle in your boot. While in the barbell squat, your ankle needs to move through a full range of motion to effectively hit the positions. So while squatting has some carryover to skiing, it's not a perfect match. The reality is that all gym exercises lie on a spectrum of specificity compared to your sport, and not all of them need to be at the top for them to be valuable. So I know what you might be thinking. If you don't need to squat, why do you use them for yourself and so many of your athletes? And the answer is just because squats are a very effective movement and give you a great bang for your buck. If you like them, can do them well, and with max intent, squats are a perfect exercise, and I love doing them. So when wouldn't you use squats? Well, if someone came to me with ankle mobility issues or some hip anatomy issue that doesn't allow them to maintain good positions, I probably wouldn't give them squats right away or ever if they never feel comfortable. If you can't squat with even acceptable technique, it's probably not the right time to do it. Rather, instead of just focusing wholeheartedly on getting perfect technique, I'd rather make these athletes more athletic and improve their performance overall. It doesn't make sense banging your head against a wall, stopping yourself from improving athletically just because you want to get great technique in a squat when your anatomy doesn't really allow for it. And the other thing is, sometimes people just don't like squatting. And liking an exercise is one of the most important things you can do to improve your athleticism. As I mentioned before, max intent is needed for some of these adaptations we're going for. And if you don't like the exercise and you kind of dread it and just go through it half-heartedly, you're not going to use max intent and you're not going to get the adaptations. So in that case, we might as well use a leg press or a hack squat because they're going to get way more bang for their buck. But isn't that just making excuses? Well, not really. I mean, some of the best athletes in the world like Usain Bolt and Rafael Nadal don't squat. This is about being smart coaches and athletes. Our job isn't to fit everyone into the same mold. It's to find the best possible approach for each individual to reach their goals. Here's my take. Squats are a great tool, but they're not the only tool. I program them regularly because they're efficient and actually do have a lot of carryover to sport. But I've also had athletes build incredible strength and athleticism without them. The point isn't that squats are bad or unnecessary. It's that you have options. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't be athletic without barbell squatting. And conversely, don't feel like you need to avoid squatting if they work well for you. Maybe you love getting under a heavy barbell, or you have the perfect hip anatomy for squatting. Keep doing what works well for you. But if squats don't feel right for your body or your goals, or you just don't like them, you're not doomed to mediocrity. If you do want to move away from barbell squats, I'd replace the hypertrophy and strength aspect with heavy leg presses and hack squats. You can replace the power component of barbell squats by either reducing the load on these machines or by including box jumps, depth drops, and other plyometrics. And most importantly, make sure you're spending time in your actual sport. There's nothing that can recreate that specificity than practice. The bottom line is this: there are many paths to athletic development, and squats are one excellent path, but they're not the only path. What matters most is that you're training consistently, progressively, and aligning your training with your lifestyle and goals. Whether that training includes squats or not is really up to you. Training should serve your adventures and your long-term health. That's what we focus on here at Altaya, finding the right approach for each athlete, not just trying to shove everyone into the same box. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on athletic development. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Do you squat regularly, or have you found alternatives that work better for your goals and your body? There are no wrong answers here. Either way, get out there and go peak your potential.